today in our third CLC professional development event. We have the presentations today for the recipients of the Teaching Innovation Grant. We have two presenters. We will start with Professor Jian. When you're ready.
Okay. Share my screen. Okay. Can you see?
Yep.
Okay. So hi everyone. Thanks for coming in this Friday. It's a lovely day. So I'm gonna talk with my start with my topic: drill-based drills in novice Chinese class. First, this is a statement of the problem. So in the lower level language classes, there's always not enough practicing time when there's 18 students registered, or 19 sometimes. And also students don't have a strong grasp of the foundation, like vocabulary, pronunciation. And also they don't have many opportunities to use the language in real life settings. And also they want to talk more, but they're limited proficiency, hinders their expression. And how can we turn the drill sessions to be more fun, engaging, and motivating? And also, how do we spiral a novice proficiency up to the next level? And there are three things I'm especially focused on. The first one is how can we turn their lists, phrases, or rote utterances to full sentences? And also how to make them as a passive responsive to active language creation, and also how to promote their answering questions, how to promote their asking questions ability. That's the problem statement. And also because of this, I designed the drill-based approach to the drill sessions. The definition of the drill. So it's one side in pair battles to the other using Chinese with the integration of tones, vocabulary, grammar, sentences, and body language. And the drill-based drill in this context is more about competing format and the creative expression of Chinese, of using Chinese. And there's some benefits. First, it can boost participation and interaction. Second, it can enhance the using of Chinese language. And next one, it's engaged. Students will be engaged deeply in drills. And also, it can tap into students' emotion. And when there is an emotion, sometimes if there's a positive emotion, it can promote learning. And also, it will provide a playful and enjoyable learning environment. Also, finally, it can improve the students' language skills. The content, there are several content for this drill-based drill approach. The first one is the wordplay, next structures, grammar battle, and freestyle, rap, and songs. So next, I'm gonna talk about it one by one. So first one, it's a wordplay. The wordplay, so for example, this is lesson 2, dialogue 1, vocabulary. So we have 21 vocabularies in total for one lesson. And the rule, so this is gonna be two sides, A and B, student A and student B. So A says one or more words, and B needs to repeat them and add one more word. So this is before their conversational level. So this is designed to help their character recognition, and also to help them practice pronunciation and tones, and also to help them solid their foundation. For example, the character recognition, and also it can make students quickly shift from a sleepy mood sometimes to a focused classroom mode. And next one, it's a phrases level. So a phrase, which means you cannot only just identify one word, you need to say at least two or more words. So this one is good for enhanced students' ability to create with new phrases. And next one is the sentence level. So at sentence level, there are two rules. First one, A asks a question and B answers it. And second option, so A speaks one sentence, it could be a statement or a question, and B needs to answer back and fight back. For example, you need to add more information based on A's response, based on A's speaking. And this is good for creating with the language. So they can use the new vocabulary to create their own sentences. And also it help them use the target language to communicate with the peers, and also push students to ask questions. Sometimes it can incorporate humor. It can make jokes. For example, this is some transcription example from the dueling sentence level activity. The first one is the teacher student dueling, the S student and T it's me. So the student say one sentence to me, and in English it means you are big. In Chinese, 你很大. And then the big is the new vocabulary number 2. And then my response is 你很小, and then you are small, and I use the vocabulary 小 to fight back, to respond back. And students, the response is laughing. And then the next round, it's students say one sentence, 我的中文不错, which means my Chinese is not bad. And then I said, your English is bad. So students are laughing. And then the next one, it's a student dueling round. So this student said, this is in lesson 1, just in lesson 1 dueling round. So this student said, 我不是中国人, 我不是法国人, 我也不是美国人, 你是美国人吗? So this is a super long sentence. This is beyond the novice level. Translate into English is, I'm not Chinese, I'm not French, and I'm not American. Are you American? And then the next side need to respond to this sentence. And then next student 1, he or she said, your mom likes me. And then student 2 respond back. Respond back. 你妈妈不喜欢你, 你爸爸不喜欢你, which means your mom doesn't like you, your dad doesn't like you, and your whole family doesn't like you. So the second student fight back in this way. And then the first student responded back, you have no friends. So this is a this is a round for students to use the new words to create sentences, and then in the conversation, and then this conversation, it can make jokes, and students are laughing in this situation. And also we can see there's a red word here, which means the students are using this word wrongly because we didn't learn that word, but the student used the old word to create a new sentence. And then there's another example, and then this one, student dueling round. So first student said, your dad has no job. And then second student respond back, your mom doesn't know your name. And then the third student said, there is a lazy bug, and its name is Gao Zhong. The fourth student said, his name is Gao Wenzhong, and you are a lazy bag. And then the fifth student said, I am Didi, I am the younger brother. The next student, also the same student said, she is my other younger sister. And then the student's response is laughing, because this student we didn't learn the word other, but he or she used this one in the Chinese sentence. And then the blue color word here, chong and zhong, this is rhyming. So this student is using the same pronunciation, the same ending pronunciation. I introduced the rhyming a little bit one time after we finished lesson 2. So the rhyming means multiple words, they have the same finals ending. So the pronunciation for that is the same. So if you can use the rhyming, which means you will make the language sounds better, sounds beautiful, sounds more beautiful. So, but we just tried once. For example, there's a list of words with the same rhyming, same rhyme endings. For example, the final, we have ta, mama, baba. They all have an ending with the final, and then you as well. And especially this blue color and pink color, these two. So sometimes the Chinese pronunciation, the writing is misleading because they use the same final to represent different pronunciation. And my students they all have a question of figuring out which one is the first, the blue color, which one is the second, pink color. So whenever I explain this to them, they just feel like that it's hard to understand. But when they're in the rhyming situation, it's clearly different. For example, the blue color 弟弟 and then the pink color 孩子, they're completely the same. Once students know the conception to rhyme with two different words, they just know, oh, they're two different things, and it's easily to digest the difference. But this one, we just try a little bit, it's too hard. And students don't have too much knowledge to rhyme with different words. And then next round is character writing typing. So this one, students love this activity. So those two can just keep writing or keep typing, because one is try to challenge the other one. And also the second part is the core part of this drill-based design. I call it the structures and grammar drill. So background, because Chinese program curriculum design, we focus on the lesson can do. We focus on the communicative oriented approach. So we always ask students, we also want students to communicate with each other to promote their interpersonal and intercultural competence. So I just want my students always talk in the class. And also we have actual proficiency level. So one critical distinguish between the novice level and intermediate level is to see students are able to ask questions. So this is the thing I want to especially pay attention to. So I want to try students to train them to ask questions. And next one is learner autonomy. So sometimes students are reactive to, just passively reactive to teachers' instruction. So is there a way to train them to be more proactive, to be more active in the learning process? And also emotion affects learning. When you're happy, when you're nervous, it always will affect your learning outcome. And next one, I think is important. There's the 3 dimensions in grammar teaching and learning. And there are lots of research and studies regarding the form and meaning. And yeah, we all agree the use is more important than the form and meaning, but there's not too much research studies are talking about that. There's a lot of research to talk about when and why to use, but in terms of where to use. And then, for example, the various real life contexts, how do we fit the context in the learning process? There's not too many studies or researching about that. So I just want to know, when the students know when and why, they know form and meaning, the next step, the ultimate step is where can they apply them? Where can I use them? So this is something I want to know. And also the class is pretty much planned and lacks spontaneity because the instruction, everything is planned. So students need more opportunity to use that in their real life setting. And also a golden standard way to exam to check something it's good. So in Chinese, there's an old saying, whether it's a mule or a horse, take it out for a walk, which means to test if a pudding is good or bad, you just eat it, then you will know. So I just want to let my students, so I just want to know, do they know how to use Chinese on their own? And also students have prior knowledge. So for example, they have social competence, they have life experiences, and research has talked about existing knowledge can aid students' learning. So is there a way to connect their older knowledge and to help them use the Chinese and connect their old knowledge? So next, the format for the structures and grammar drill. So turn drills into conversations. So this one, it's about cooperative learning. So students will will form as a group, as a pair. So they're gonna talk to each other. And then, for example, asking and answering questions. So this one is designed to review and to create the new language, to review the old grammar and to create the new sentences. Next one, it's we need to provide a list of context or contextual specific tasks. So this one is used to activate their prior knowledge, to help to connect their knowledge and to connect the use of Chinese, and also to help them apply the language in a real life setting. And then the teacher's job is to create a urgency and excitement. For example, I set in times, for example, 2 minutes for each other. Then when there's a time limitation, then students will feel there's urgency to do the task. And when to use this drill, it's in the collaborative learning stage. So specifically, I use them in this stage after the teacher demonstrated and we do together, we do it together. So before we finally let the students go or let the student to be independently use of the language. So before that, I think there's another step to make sure students are fully understand and fully acquire the concept, the knowledge, and also to see if they're able to use them before they fully go or fully do the task. So another thing we need to mention, we need to know is about the more knowledgeable others from Vygotsky 1978. Simply said, the learning happens when students can do their own or when there's someone who can help them, who can give them a little boost, and then the learning happens. Because sometimes students, for the fast-paced students, they can learn very quickly, but for the low-paced students, they need extra help from others. So this way is the perfect way. This time is the perfect time for students to help each other to form a collaborative learning, and also before they go, so they can have more understanding or more time to practice. So here is the example, Q&A drill example 1. So students A will ask using the Ma grammar questions only, and students B needs to answer. This one, it's the lesson 1, dialogue 1, the basic question, yes or no question forms. So the pictures here is the context that we used for learning the Ma. For example, the first one, the American Mexican flags. So we use this to let students say a sentence. So are you American? Are you Chinese? Like that. And then the next one are other slides to be used to form a Ma questions. So since we already learned everything, so right now, students, before they fully do the test independently, so they can use this as a review and then to see how many questions they can ask. To give you a better idea of the number of questions asked, here I did a quick collection. So after each group, after each duel, I collect how many questions did you ask. For example, the module A, it's the group 1A students. So in the 10 a.m. classes, so the maximum numbers, it's about 10 questions. And then the drill B, the part B side, the answering back side, the total numbers are slightly more than group A, because after the first 2 minutes round, so the group B students, they have enough time to answer questions, and also they have enough time to listen to A's question forms. So when it turns out to students B side, they will they were slightly better. They have a better performance than A side. And then here's the group B 11 a.m. class as well. And the next example, so still the Ma question. This is the lesson 2, dialogue 1. If I remember correctly. So we learned more stuff. We talk about the family, and then we have a little bit more difficult concept, both or. So students are asked to use the or to conclude their findings. This one, it appears in the statement. So sometimes the grammar, they have different types. Sometimes the grammar is like a question form. It's easy to use for communication, but for other types, like in the statement, it's hard to ask a question. So are we able to transfer this type of grammar to a question, or to put them in this context that they can use it easily to either in the question or in answers. So this is the way I designed to help them to use the DOE. And then here's another numbers that I collected. So you can see the group B it's slightly better than group A sometimes, the numbers that they asked. Here's another example. So after we finish lesson 2, family, the first dialogue, I use this. So you can see just A and B very simply rule. So A asks questions and B respond questions. So this one, the task, the purpose is to introduce yourself and you to your new friend. So during this round, the students have asked so many questions. One group because that group is close to me. So I listened to their conversation. So one student figured out the other side's, the dad's father's brother married with the mother's sister. So they know much more information during this round. So they know more of the other side. And here's another one. It's example 4. So this is in lesson 5, lesson 4, lesson 5. So it's the grammar. It's can you do something in the place? And this one. So can you generate as many lists as you can? And then next one. It's yeah, so I introduced a real life context. Your friend is visiting in LA, and also, but there's a time limitation considering the timing. So just give them ideas or some suggestions to do as many as you can. But you need to use the specific grammar verb, a little bit something. And here's another real life application too. So your Chinese pen pal, because Chinese program, there's a semester theme. You're going to introduce your Chinese friend, or you're going to introduce USC to your Chinese friend. So this is one context. And then they need to do something. And then before they fully go, this is semi-structured. So I create several lines. So like filling blanks, filling blanks practice. So student, the green color is the grammar. So you can see student can use the grammar multiple times and in a real life setting. And then the freestyle. So after we finish lesson 2 for the whole 2 dialogues, so this is a freestyle. So I didn't ask too many, like you need to ask questions or need to use this or that grammar. You just talk to your Chinese friends' parents. This is a real life setting because sometimes they might be invited to visit the Chinese friend's family. So this is the topic, and then there's a role play. There are 4 different roles. You need to pick one, and then during this activity, I think I remember it's about 10 minutes. So 10 minutes, the students are keep talking. So they talked a lot of things in the 10 minutes. And then the next one, it's the fun part. So Chinese rap battle and sound performance. I need to go quickly. So format, just convert textbook dialogues into raps. So this is for the reading practice and create your own lines for the final project. When? So on the last day of each chapter, 2, 3 to 5, or the final project. Assessment, we have a class voting system, and the stimuli, extra credits, cancel quiz or snacks on the final project day. And then here's a voting system. So I didn't put too many criteria for them because this is extra work. So it's just first one, we focus on pronunciation. Second, stage performance. And number 3 is flow. Here's the text that students are going to rap. Here's the students rank voting reasons why they pick the group 1 as the first one. And here's a quick video for that.
你好，你好，谢谢。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10，谢谢。爱情爱，你家有资格人，我家有利口人，我爸爸我妈妈一个哥哥2个妹妹，我利用你家有几口人？我妈妈是律师，妈妈是英文老师，一个妹妹都是。
So this is just group 2 rap project. And sorry, lesson 2. And then another one.
You have a minute to wrap up.
Okay. And this group, they use the rhyming system. They use the 23 san and hefu shan, so they rhyme with each other words. So it's very beautiful when they rhyme. It's especially good for performance, stage performance. And here is another one for this semester. Okay, so student feedback. So emotion. We focus on the emotion. About 45% picked nervous. So from this, we know students are really nervous when they're doing the task with their own. And also most of them picked engaged and fun and also motivated. Here's the overall rating ratings for are you satisfied for this activity. And student feedback highlights. So it really helped them create sentences from the vocab. It also helped them to help them ask questions, and it increase the speed of responding and asking questions. Then it promote their confidence when they're speaking Chinese, and also improving grammar, pronunciation, and the overall conversational skills. But we do have some challenges as well. For example, you're gonna stuck on creating different questions. When the other side don't want to engage with you, don't want to practice, don't want to talk. We do have some students don't want to talk compared to other students, and then unsure what to say when they get stuck. So there are some challenges and reflection. So just turn drills into conversation, be flexible. Don't let students work alone too quickly. They still need some time to practice fully before we let them fully go. And then provide context for real life communication scenarios. And also you need to align it with the curriculum outcomes. So we always have a purpose. We need to train students to achieve a specific goal. And also allow space for students to self-discover the aesthetics of the language. So that's my report today. Thank you for watching.